Welcome to the TCM Teach podcast, the business podcast designed exclusively for acupuncturists and Chinese medicine herbalists who are ready to build thriving, sustainable businesses. I'm Matthew Sabi-Smith, a licensed acupuncturist, herbalist, professor, coach, entrepreneur, and in today's episode, we're diving into one of the most practical yet often overlooked aspects of running a successful practice, setting and hitting your revenue goals. This isn't just about numbers. It's about creating clarity, direction, and confidence in your business so you can grow in a way that feels sustainable and aligned in your values. So let's get started. But first, little disclaimer. Please remember I am simply a practitioner here to help you on your journey. The information shared in this podcast is intended for educational and learning purposes only. It should not be taken as professional, legal, or financial advice. For guidance specific to your business, please consult with the appropriate licensed professional. Thank you. All right, my fellow practitioners, why revenue goals matter. Revenue goals give direction. They tell you what success looks like in concrete terms when it comes to business. Without a target, it is very easy to feel busy, but not productive. I have met so many business owners who are running around with their heads cut off, and it's crazy. Just like they are a chicken with their head cut off is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, the point is they look so busy. They say they're busy all the time, yet what are they actually doing in their businesses? And a lot of times it's easy to say I'm busy. It's kind of a cop-out of saying I'm so busy I should be making money. Where are the actual returns happening? Where is the revenue coming from? There is a great importance that we have to focus on where goals help prevent burnout because it helps us clarify how much we actually need to earn. What is essential, what is comfortable, and what is truly profitable long term? What's going to work for us the best? So one of the first key points I want to bring up is define your desired lifestyle first. Ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like? And really think about that. The things you want to factor in here are your personal expenses, savings, continuing education, and making sure you have downtime, time to reboot, reset. And please, please, please don't forget vacation time in there too. That's so important. So from there, when you understand where you're going, you reverse engineer. So for perspective, if I am writing a strength and conditioning program for an athlete, say, I want to know where they're going to want to end up at the end of the year. Or if we're looking at a several year block, what is the competition that they want to get to? Where do they need to be? And from there, we actually reverse engineer everything. Here's where we are. Here's where we're going. Here are all the little steps we have to take in order to get there. So it's the same thing here where we reverse engineer the lifestyle by understanding the income and the revenue goals. So how do we get the lifestyle from the income and develop our revenue goals as a result? Because the revenue goals are what create that year-long salary, which leads to the lifestyle. Okay, next, know your business numbers. Fixed expenses like rent, insurance, software, these are just non-negotiable. If they're crucial to your business, they're just fixed expenses that you have to pay. Next is variable expenses, supplies, herbs, marketing. Do not skimp on marketing, everybody. I see that happen way too much. And then people are frustrated when there's patients not coming through the door. It's because they're not marketing. Marketing is so crucial. And if you're not getting a return on your marketing, hire someone. If they're not giving you a return on your marketing, then you need to hire a better marketing firm because they should be able to give you solid numbers for your return on the investment. So personal income needs, what are those? What are your bills at home? What do you need to cover? What does your business need to pay for and what do you need to pay for? This can get sticky sometimes. Don't cross your personal finances with your business finances. That actually opens you up for more liability too, which we'll get into a little further probably in this podcast. But understand what your personal income needs are after your business is paid for, after your business bills are paid. Do not cross personal finances with business finances. That's a bad idea. Keep 2 separate bank accounts. Okay, your total for all of these things, your fixed expenses, your variable expenses, and your personal income needs are your total, and that is your baseline revenue goal. So if you're maybe in a job right now and doing TCM on the side, even how much money do you need to make to replace that job? How much money would you like to make to replace that job? Okay, so think about that. That's the total that you actually need. So we want to break it down into patient numbers if we're strictly thinking clinic, or if you're thinking product-based or whatever, think product numbers and sales. Just trying to help you think outside of the box here a little bit. So instead of saying, I want $120,000 this year, you could translate it to, that means I need to make $10,000 per month. That means 25 patients per week at $100 each. So if we break it down, it makes the big goal seem less overwhelming, but we also have to make sure, okay, is it realistic for me to see 25 patients a week at $100 each? Yes or no? If not, we have to find a different way to make that happen in our business plan, whether it be products or whatever. Services, retreats, you name it. You can do it. You have a business. Add packages and multiple streams of revenue. So this is what I was alluding to already. Don't rely solely on single sessions. Use treatment packages, wellness plans, herbs, online courses, CEUs, whatever it takes for you to diversify. Let that happen. Don't just rely on the clinic. Create an ecosystem. This helps spread risk and build stability in your business. That way, not all your eggs are necessarily in just one basket. Common mistakes practitioners make are things like setting up vague goals. So this is a huge thing I've noticed in coaching, especially in business coaching. People say, oh, I just want to make more money. Okay, that makes sense. I feel like a lot of people share that sentiment. Okay, great. But if your goal is vague, then that's not very helpful. It's the same thing when a patient comes through the door and they say, I just want to feel better. Okay, what does better mean? Hey, I'm not trying to be a jerk here by saying, well, what does better mean? No, legitimately, what is better to you? Is it getting out of bed in the morning without pain? Is it being able to pick up your grandkids from school? Is it being able to eat the food you want without severe consequences? Like, what is it? So set up a specific goal for your money as a business owner, not just, I want to make more money. Also make sure you account, and this is another place people mess up, account for taxes and expenses. If you want to make $120,000 in the business, that doesn't mean you yourself are taking home $120,000 in the business. The business has things that need to be paid for. So if you want your take home or your owner's draw, if you're like a PLLC or single member LLC or something, and you want a take home of $120,000, then you need to make more than $120,000 in a year because of taxes and expenses. Also, don't overcommit your hours. If there's no space for marketing or rest, you're just going to be focused on the clinic and you're not going to be able to rest and you're not going to be able to market. And that is a recipe for disaster and burnout. Diversify, diversify, diversify. Do not have vague goals. Make them specific. If you don't know how to do that, find someone to help you. Create systems to stay on track. Monthly check-ins with your numbers. Make a date out of it. Light a nice candle or whatever you want to do. Get some of your favorite tea. It's an accounting date, okay? Go through the numbers, write it all out. How are things looking this month? Or week. I would even challenge you weekly, bi-weekly if possible to really stay on top of it, depending how busy you are. A simple revenue tracker like a spreadsheet or an app, maybe even like QuickBooks can be helpful. There's a lot of different options out there. I'm still a spreadsheet guy. If I'm doing my own accounting, preferably my accountant would be doing it. So it really depends like where you're at, what you're willing to pay for. Spreadsheets are great. They're simple. You can keep them on your phone, like Google Sheets or something. Celebrating milestones, not just waiting until the year ends. Before, we've talked about celebrating small wins. I can't stress enough how important that is. Make sure you celebrate your small wins because then you start to see the progress of where you are going. But again, if you don't know where you're going, that's where you need to start. Where are you going? Where do you want to be? If you don't know, if it's vague, fix it. Make it specific. Okay, change your mindset around your revenue. Revenue is not greed. It's stability for you and better services for your patients. Here's the difference with revenue and income. Revenue, that's your business making money. You should have a plan to reinvest in your business, not just taking owner's draws for yourself. You want to make sure that it's obvious you are putting something back into your business. That's what creates a great business. If your business is constantly being drained of money because you're taking all these owner's draws for your own bills all the time, it's going to be hard for you to maintain stability and better care for your patients. So make sure you put that in a business plan of where the revenue is going and what percentage or at what point you can start taking money for your own income. Next, hitting goals means you can invest back in your practice and your growth. So those should be part of your specific goals, like I was just mentioning. Make sure you're investing back in the practice. Make sure you're investing in the growth of the practice. And invest in yourself, of course. Don't choke out the tree before it gets a chance to grow, because then it's not going to grow. You're going to keep trying to pull fruit off of a tree that can't bear fruit yet. Okay, so just pay attention to that and make sure you don't fall into that trap. So here's some practical exercises for you. Write down your annual income goal. So your annual income goal can just be for you. Write it for the business and write it for you. Break it into monthly and weekly targets and be honest if you hit them or not. And if you're not even close, talk about diversifying. Find other ways to bring in revenue. Map out how patients or packages need to look and how many you need to sell. What's realistic and what do you actually think you can pull off? Choose one accountability system. Spreadsheet, whiteboard, app, whatever it takes to track progress. Again, I'm a spreadsheet guy. You don't have to do what I do, but it's nice when you can just see the numbers right there. Did I hit my goal? Yes or no? Am I on track to make that income? Yes or no? If I max out all of my hours, is that the only way I'm going to get there? And if the answer is yes, then I would challenge you to find other ways to either change your prices, diversify your income, find ways to create passive income, because we don't just want a maxed out clinic for every week of the year. That's also how we lead to burnout. That's not sustainable. You actually end up making less long-term as a result. Keep that in mind. So how do we put this into practice? At the start of each month, set your revenue target. I would challenge you right now, set your revenue targets for the year. They can always change, but know what you're working towards. Have a goal. At the end of each week, measure how close you are. I hit my goal. I didn't hit my goal. Here's why. Here's why I hit my goal. Here's why I didn't hit my goal. Next, adjust your marketing or scheduling if you're falling short. Are you marketing properly? How's your scheduling system going? Are you offering enough hours to make this happen? I would also mention, well, is your revenue stream just from clinic? Is it just from herb sales? Whatever it may be, how can you diversify that so that you're not falling short? Are there ways you can create passive income to make that happen too? Courses, whatever it may be, online sales. So I want to leave you with this closing thought here. Setting and hitting revenue goals is not about pressure. Okay? We're not trying to put pressure. We're just trying to focus on where we're going. It's about clarity. When you know your numbers, you can move through your practice with focus and confidence. So remember, goals give you direction, but your consistency is what's going to get you there. So I created a companion tool called the Revenue Goal Planner to go with this episode. It will help you map out your numbers step by step and at least get you started. So be sure to grab that. And in our next episode, we're going to be talking about going from practitioner to CEO, shifting your identity. So until next time, be well. Thanks for tuning in. 谢谢。